Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today where I'm just going to be working on my Mark neural network simulation system. Thank you for watching this video, but I'm not going to go deep into why I've been gone for so long. Basically, just school started and I've been jam-packed with of work, and the reason why I'm rushing is because I have friends coming over in half an hour. Two friends, and yeah. Alright, so let's get started. So just one thing that I did while I was gone was I just installed this theme onto my PC. It's the One Dark theme and the Atom something icons, which are here. So, um, let's go into the, whoops. Let's first, commit some of the changes. Some changes that I did a while ago. Let's commit and push that. Right, push. Alright, so I have until like 150 to make this video. Alright, so now that that's done, let's just go into here, right? Or actually, rather, let's go into here. We want to work on Mark-VIII. I don't know what I was doing before, so let's close out of these tabs. And how it's going to work is each path each nucleus is associated with another nucleus. So, yeah. Alright, so utilities, nuclei, paths, there we go. So let's just open up all of these files, including the utilities. Okay, so let's just work on the nucleus manager. I might not get through anything today just because I haven't done it in so long and I don't have that much time, but let's see. Public string definition. This is why I need to document more stuff. Okay, so let's go to the nucleus manager. Let's see, decrease confidence of unused nuclei. Okay. So then we pass through the origin, the original nucleus. Then we pass in the used branch. Hash map. What happens when we run this? Wait, do I even have Mark-VIII? Mark-VIII would be 3 L, so let's go up here, do case, mark, whoops, Mark-VIII, right, we'll just do new neural network M8 dot wake, and we'll just break that off, and let's just rerun this. I really like this theme. I think it looks really nice. Mark-VIII. Oh, and nothing's gonna happen. Right. So, okay, so Mark-VIII. So when we, just so that I can refresh what I was doing, I'm just gonna run through what happened. So we wake it up. It listens. Listening calls handle input dot next line. Goes to handle input, passing through the input, and then it. Let's say we type in something. We go to trigger nucleus. Okay, and then we listen, right? So trigger nucleus should activate the nucleus manager then, right? So then we need some way to trigger a nucleus. Okay, so let's create a public static void trigger nucleus, right? And in here we will pass in the trigger nucleus, and we're going to pass in the input, right? And of course we're going to get an error because I need to create that parameter. Right, okay, so now that we've done that, let's rename this to, actually, you know what, let's delete this. This is completely unnecessary. Paste this here, go here, so this trigger input will handle this stuff. So when we trigger a nucleus, let's see if I can remember, we first need to get the nucleus, and trigger it. So triggering a nucleus will have to trigger a specific. Okay, so let's do public void trigger, right? So we're gonna trigger, and okay, wait. Let's take a few steps back. So when we trigger the nucleus, we use the string to get nucleus with the inputs, right? And then what do you want? And let's say get nucleus input, and then we say trigger, right? So that's gonna trigger, what's this say? May produce null pointer exception. So we'll replace that with that. That way, if it is null, then we can handle that. But actually, if it is null, let's take a look at Mark-VII nucleus manager. Or actually, no, we don't need to look at that. If we look at Mark-VIII and look in the path manager, when something is null, so we'll say get path. So when something is null, then we, oh, okay. Let's not refer to that. Let's just deal with it ourselves. So nucleus manager. So when we define a nucleus, we are also going to want to print out defining nucleus. And then we'll say okay, so we'll say nucleus, we'll call it nucleus equals to a new nucleus with the paths, and that is what we pass through here, because then you want to print out defining nucleus.definition. Okay. So once we do that, we're gonna want to make this trigger method, and this trigger method will just print out. Let's just have it print out nucleus with passing definition was triggered. Let's do that for now. We can change that later. And so we're gonna trigger it, right? And all right. Yeah, let's just keep it like this. Now this is going to be called afterwards, but let's see if this works. I doubt it's gonna work, but okay, yeah. Defines the path, but then we get a null pointer exception when when it iterates through the path. What? So does path p in paths for path p in paths. Okay, so if that's null, something in there has to be null, in which case it has to be something in the array, which is passed through here. If we're defining a nucleus, goes strings to path array, but okay, so we do that, but then we need to add the object requires. Wait, what? Okay, so I know the problem. It's when it calls. Wait, what? What am I doing? There's literally a stack trace right here. Goes there, and it. Okay, so this is when we get the paths. So string to path array. Now this goes through all of them. Does path. Okay. Honestly, what if we just get rid of the paths? And what is the point of the paths? You know what, let's just keep it for now. But I might change that in Mark-IX or Mark-X. So, okay, this is where it returns null. Now it only returns null if it's still learning. So that means that we have to make sure path array called paths equals to path manager dot string to path array, passing the definition. Now we have to make sure that this is null, right? So let's delete that and say paths, pass in paths, but if paths does not equal to null, then we're gonna define the nucleus. Otherwise, we return null, in which case we do that. So mark. Okay, I figured there would be, yes, okay. So this again, we need to do nucleus equals to get nucleus with the input, and we'll say if triggered nucleus is not equal to null, then we'll say trigger nucleus dot trigger. Let's do Mark-VIII. Hello Mark, defining path. Hello Mark, defining nucleus. Hello Mark, defining nucleus. Hello Mark. Okay, so there's something wrong with the defining part. I mean with the getting part. So if it does not equal to null, does that even mean? Okay, so that means it's not null. So the paths do exist, but it can't find the nucleus. So if n.definition but when you define a nucleus, it adds it, so I don't see the problem. So it obviously isn't finding if the definition equals to, if this definition equals to this definition, it's not even finding it, is it? Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Yeah, it's not finding it. Why is that? It should just else we'll print out the n.definition plus a space and a colon and the definition that we pass in. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. These strings are right, because we're adding on a space at the end because because I didn't know how else to deal with adding on multiple words. So we can do that equals to def plus a space, and then that should work. So we can say Mark. Say hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. Yes, okay, that works. That worked. That worked. That worked. Perfect. So now we have the triggering system in. Next, all we have to do is, now what we have to do is figure out how to, okay, no, we have the mechanism that triggers a nucleus done. Now what we need to do is get give the triggering the nucleus function. So when you trigger a nucleus, it actually has to do something. We have to make it do something. Right now it's just printing something, and then after that we have to decrease the confidence of the nuclei, just to, because that's how it's going to work. So if we go to the nucleus manager, right, or sorry, the nucleus, we're going to have to deal with the hash map. And actually this is a great place to stop because my friends should be coming any minute now. So thank you for watching, and hope you guys have a good day. Goodbye. This was a great session. Bye.